Okay, hey Camara fans, thought I'd make this video. It saves me uploading huge picture files. So just making a video, and then I'll just kind of give you guys an idea of all of the modifications, if you want to call them that, and the condition of the car. So anyway, this is the car. It's always garaged, as you can see. It's never been driven in the rain. This is a OEM GM ZL1 car cover. Got the fancy little ZL1 thingamajiggers here. Give me a second, I'll pull the car cover off, and we'll go through the rest of the car. Alright, so I'm back. There she is in all her glory. So this is a 2022 ZL1 6-speed manual, of course, with the 6.2 litre supercharged engine. It has been modified to look like a 1LE. It is not a 1LE from the factory. However, it is basically a 1LE short of the DSSV dampers, which in my opinion, with the mag ride and the DSC controller, is a plus, because the 1LE on anything other than a perfectly smooth track is a nightmare. It is so harsh, you will not want to drive it. I've owned a 2019 and it was horrible. I love that car to death, but I took my wife on one trip and we could barely get halfway through it. It was just a nightmare. This gives you the best of both worlds. So the car has been modified. It has the 1LE front end treatments, so it looks like a 1LE up front. Matte hood, the canards, the additional splitter, the blacked out mirrors. I've tinted the windows. The carbon fiber rear spoiler. Now this is an OEM guy. You can tell by the X on it. This didn't come cheap because you can't buy them from GM anymore. They're only producing just enough to supply their allocation. Looking at the rear, once again, 1LE treatment. Got the blacked out tail lights. This vehicle has a AWE exhaust, which is a catback. Sounds incredible. We do lose the ability to quieten this thing down over, using the flaps, but who cares? Anyone that buys this car that's worried about how loud it is probably buying the wrong car. Wheels. So I have opted to go with Apex fully forged rims. They are 19 by 12 on the rear and 19 by 11 on front. I hate chrome, so as you can see, I have deleted everything. There is no chrome on this car. So I've changed the decals there. I've changed the flow tie, if you want to call it, there. I've changed the ZL1 thingamajigger in the front and also in the back. That has been modified as well. Oh, and the bow tie at the back. Blacked out. Looks fantastic. The only piece of chrome left on this car is this guy, which is the lock-unlock button on the door handle. And I don't know how to fucking do that. I don't know what you would want to do with that. So that's the exterior. Side skirts, matte black, like a 1LE. We're rocking some tinted side marker lights, front and rear, like so. I'll give you, while I'm doing the exterior, I'm trying to make this as quick as I can. A bit of a look in the back here. Lloyd's mats made me a beautiful, lush pile ZL1 rear mat here. I've got a hard connection for a battery tender right here, and then this is the USB connection that goes to a laptop to reprogram the magnetic ride control. Okay, there we go. Very nice. Close this off. Car is covered in full XPEL 3M PPF. Chris at Chris Renison Industries did an amazing job. You cannot find a defect anywhere. There are no bubbles. The entire car's covered. The headlights, I got him to put just a light tint on those, which makes it even meaner. Ceramic tinted windows, side and rear. Other than that, I think that covers the exterior of the car. We did just a bit of an so yeah, comes with the Camaro OEM. Oh, not OEM, but it's OEM. It's just an extra upgrade, which is kind of nice touch. The paint was horrible from the factory. I'm somewhat of a novice / expert home paint correction guru, and I spent, I would say, an entire week correcting the paint on this before the PPF went on. So I got, I reckon, including clay barring and polishing out all the defects, I reckon there's got to be 150 hours in the paint, and it really shows. It's fine putting PPF on top of a vehicle that has defects. It'll disguise a lot of it, but what it doesn't do is make the paint pop. And with these new, especially XPEL, with these new clear PPF coatings or protections, it's just the paint work is incredible. You can drive around and you can be, for the most part, reasonably assured that if anyone rubs up against your car or puts a hand on it while it's dirty or whatnot, well, you know what? Just let it sit in the sun for a little bit. All of those marks will go. You can wash the car without worry of swirl marks or generating any holograms or anything like that. So, yeah, Chris did an amazing job. It's the best. I've had a few cars covered in full coverage XPEL now, and Chris, without doubt, this is my first job with Chris. He just knocked it out of the park. Fucking incredible. I just cannot find a defect anywhere. Like, not one bubble, no lifting edges anywhere. Everything's tucked. Amazing job. Cost me a shitload of money, but it's what you pay for a good quality clear bra application. All right, well, let me get reset here. I'll get inside the car, show you what's going on in there, and I'll get the hood open as well. Stand by. Okay, we're back, and one of the persons interested wanted some pictures of the engine bay. There she is, pretty much bone stock, other than this guy here, which is an ADM intercooler reservoir. So from the factory, I don't know why GM didn't put this in here, but they didn't give you an ability to burp the intercooler coolant system correctly. Even from the factory, if there's any air in the system, it can pull supercharger boost due to cavitation of the pump and increased supercharger heat and all that kind of jazz. The only other thing really to note in here, I've got Vorschlag adjustable camber top hats. So this car is currently running about 3.8 degrees of negative camber for the track. I don't know if you can see it here, but normally these tires poke at the top, and they don't. They're all tucked in. The only other thing, what was I thinking of here real quickly? Oh, don't you hate that when you can't fucking remember what you were going to say? I don't know. Anyway, this engine, she's built by Morgan here. Nicely done. She's a strong power plant. There was something else in here I wanted to mention, but I can't. Oh, I'm running a Solar, SOLER, solar throttle body in here. It's basically a plug-and-play system, but what it does is it allows a little more throttle control at low RPMs. This car is notorious for getting it off the line. It tends to bog down. So what this modified throttle body allows you is to gain a little bit of low-speed airflow, from what I understand. So, but yeah, anyway, more details if you're interested on that. The interior is mint. I mean, the car has 4,600 kilometers on it. It's mint. Alcantara there. I don't like the you can get this in carbon fiber, but I hate it. So I love Alcantara. I don't know why. Alcantara steering wheel is beautiful, especially on the track. It's fantastic. I got the performance Chevrolet Performance console cover in Alcantara, and then we have the Recaro seats, of course. Lloyd's mats. I got these just recently. These are beautiful, nice addition. Got the ZL1 logo with the leather outside embroidered edge. They were not cheap, but it is what it is. I think it just makes it look really nice in here, as you can see. Walk around to the driver's side. Show you what's going on here. That's all totally stock. Until we head back here. So I've installed a half cage by RSR. So this is fully bolt-in, can be removed without any modification to the car. You wouldn't even notice this. This was in the car if you were to pull it out. And the rear seats are currently removed, but they can be added back in, of course, once the harness bar is out. I'm running a 6-point Sabelt harness system here, just on the driver's side. Who cares about the passenger? You know, they can deal with their own problems if we go slamming into a wall somewhere. Just kidding, of course. And then the way I've got this set up is I'm still running traditional 3-point lap. Retractable belt, but I've got the Sabelt tucked in down here, and it just sits down in underneath the seat. You can't even see it until you need to use it. And then the lap belt, which comes in from behind the seat here. Let me just pull this forward. So when I go to the track, I grab the lap belt, which is not installed right now, and it attaches to this custom powder-coated harness bar, and then they run up through the back of the seat, and then up through the crotch, and then to the connector. It's not the ideal. If I'm going to keep this car, if I end up keeping this car, I'm probably going to end up, there's a modification you can do where you can cut a hole here, put a nice, maybe like a carbon fiber insert in here, and then have the belts come up through here rather than under your bum, so to speak, and then over. But the idea is the same. The lap belts will stop you from submarining forward. That's all we need. During track days, the airbags are still operational. Everything's working fine there. I use one of these guys if it's still here. So this is this goes in here and it plugs into here, and it lets the car know that your airbags are still that someone's still sitting in the seat and that the seat belt's connected. So, you know, if I was to have a frontal impact, God help me, airbags would still deploy, and I would still have all of those safeties in amongst the 6-point harness. Yeah, just clicks out. Put that guy back in here. What else have we got back here? I got a GoPro mount, which you'll probably not get. I'll keep that. I got a really cool small Le Mans fire, one-time use fire extinguisher. You're probably not getting that either, but you know. And of course, this car has a sunroof, which 1LEs do not have. So keep that in mind. The 2022 comes with the fancy schmancy camera rear mirror. I've also got a Thinkware Q800 Pro front and rear dash cam. That will stay with the car if it gets sold. What else? You can see that's my phone mount here. I can't remember who makes these, but they're pretty cool. They just kind of clip into place and they can be removed whenever they want. There's your 6-speed shifter, and I got some people coming at me, so I'm going to pause real quick. Okay, that disturbance is gone. One last thing. This is a Racebox mini GPS receiver for track day application. It just it makes the connection to GPS satellites way more accurate. You'll get more accurate times. Whether or not I don't know if I'm going to leave that on the car or not when it gets sold. So other than that, I can't. There's a ton of other stuff that I'd like to show you, but I'd have to put the car up on a hoist to show you all the suspension modifications, SPL components throughout the car, and DSC MRC controller, of course, which is a game changer. Joe, I was interrupted again. So anyway, just regarding the price of this car, I'm really not, obviously, I just, you know, there really is not too much room for negotiation. Sorry, I kind of sound like a bumbling idiot. But the problem is you know, the tax benefits I'm going to get by trading this car in on my next one. So, you know what, you know, I've been offered a certain amount of money. And if you were to build in the tax advantage, then the price that I'm advertising this for is kind of what you see. But it's a lot of car, and considering that the ridiculous luxury taxes in place now, selling a used car has now, or buying a used car for that matter, has become so much more advantageous and pleasing, especially when it comes to your back pocket. But anyway, if you guys have got any other questions, you got the email, and shoot it off to me. You know, I'll be sad to see this car go. It's an incredible performer, and, you know, especially for the money. But I'm looking to move on to a different platform. So, one other thing here, whoever's interested, I've got full documentation, vehicle docs, maintenance, modifications, pictures, other items, as you can see, it's every receipt is being cared for and filed, so to speak. So there it is. I'm not going to make this video any longer than what it is. Hope you enjoyed. She's a beautiful car, but I'm just looking for something different at this point. This will be my third 6th gen Camaro, and I've loved doing what I do to it, as far as making it the way I wanted to, both on the track and appearance-wise. But it's time to look at something different. And I'm at a stage in my life where I may be able to tick off a bucket list item. Hence is why it's advertised. So anyway, hope you enjoyed. Beautiful car. Come around, bring a big-ass check with you. Actually, don't even bring a check. Just bring me cash. Lots and lots of cash. Prefer hundreds and 50s. So that'd be good. And make sure they're in $10,000 increments. Thanks, mates. Enjoy. Take care. Bye-bye.